everybody to our session number 13 and to the third week of this webinar series. As you have heard, the topic today is catching and passing. So this is a very basic element of techniques, and the presentation is really full of video examples. So you can see a lot of different drills according to the theory aspects we will speak about before. So as usual, my presentations are divided into 3 chapters. We're going to start in this presentation, catching and passing, with the first chapter. It's about the okay, techniques. The variations will be second chapter, and the examples for the drills, the video examples, will be the third chapter. So these are the 3 chapters in that presentation. The first is similar to the chapter or to the presentation in ball handling and dribbling. So we will go through this very quick. The variations is specified on to catch and to pass the ball, and the examples for drills, a lot of video material, as I said before. So let's start with the first chapter, and let's start with the well-known picture of the pyramid, which shows the 3 levels of performance in attack: the individual level, the cooperation level, and the team level. And as you can imagine, the technical aspects, like catching and passing, they belong to the individual area. So the variability in positions and actions, the movements of the players with and without ball, and the cooperation between them, it depends on the technical skills and especially on how to receive the ball and how to forward it to the next player. So that's why in this moment it's a very basic topic we speak about today, and all the following aspects, just for instance the cooperations, they depend on that, because as you can imagine, in a pushing and parallel movement, the timing of the passing, the variation of the passing must be given. If the technique is, or the technical skills are poor, the cooperation will fail. So that's why we depend on that step by step. Now, coming back to our definition of playing ability, we see the same thing, how important techniques in handball are. So as you know from this definition, the players, they should make a decision between different actions, and they should work it out according to the situation. So it means that first of all, they have to be able to use the different actions, that they have to be in possession of them. And if they can give a pass for a short, a middle, a long distance, if they can pass it in each direction, then they can make a decision. If they are weak because, or poor because passing is only possible in a safe way over a short distance, then long distance pass is no option for them. Maybe they see that someone is free in front of them, but they cannot use this option because in the technical level, they are not qualified for that or educated for that. So, as we said before, please remember, it's your task to prepare the players on the technical level, because the technical skills, they limit the actions and the conduct in the competition. So the game actions, they depend on the techniques, on the tools that are available from the player's side. And the more tools they have and the more variation in the tools, like a small screwdriver, like a middle hammer, like a big saw, the more they can adapt to certain situations by using that techniques. Now, if we go one step further, we see the different techniques. Ball handling, dribbling we had in a presentation before. Today we focus on to catch and to pass the ball. Throwing is the third one. And these are the three basic techniques to be realized in the competition, and they help to solve situations in the game. So with the ball handling and dribbling, the effect was to move with the ball on the court, to create space and time, and to be the most dangerous player on the court. To catch and to pass is something very important, because this is the basis for cooperation. One is catching the ball and passing it to the next. One is running free, receive the ball and forward it to another one. So the better the passing and catching is working without interruptions, without delay, the more fluent is the game, because the ball can always be speeded up all times. It's very important that we have a good ball circulation, a good movement of the ball in our game. The slower the ball is, the more boring is the game. So in that way, to catch and to pass is really something which is an element of quality in our game. Throwing the ball to the goal is a little bit related to the passing movement. It's similar to that, but the idea of that movement is different, because to throw means to throw into the goal, pass the goalkeeper in any way, and realize the idea of the game. And the idea of the game is make a goal. So that's why that throwing technique is a special chapter, and we will come to that tomorrow. The fourth category of techniques are the so-called basic attack movements, in which we will summarize all the elements of one-on-one feinting techniques. This will be our topic day over tomorrow, so just wait and see what is coming then. Now, coming back to the beginners level, we always have to see that they are playing quite slow compared to experienced players or adult players, because this depends on their speed of perception and dealing with the information on the court. So that's why experienced players have an advantage from their experience, because they know where to look and what to observe, and from this filtering the information, they can have a quicker and even more successful decision making after that. But if you come back to the beginners level and you think about a young player who is not experienced on the court, and you see all the 5 teammates running around and everyone wants the ball, all the 6 players of opponent's defense trying to intercept, this will confuse them, because there's too much information on the court, and picking out the relevant information for the action is something that takes long time, and then they have to transfer this into their actions. So that's why less information is helpful for beginners level and playing in small groups like 3 against 3 or 4 against 4. So, but the second point in that moment is that if they make a mistake in that moment, sometimes it's not a technical mistake, very often it's a decision-making mistake. Now, especially for the passing, we have to make a clear separation of what is technical mistake and what is decision-making mistake. So for a pass from one player to another player, 2 aspects from the technical side are very important. First is give the ball the correct direction, and second is give the right power to the pass. So if direction and power are good, it's a technically proper pass. If the direction is not okay, it will miss the player who should catch. If the power is not okay, the ball will fall down or go over the player who would like to catch it. So in that moment, it's a type of coordination skill that the players can differentiate the power for the different distances in passing on one side, and they can give the ball the correct direction. This is something which is a little bit easier in standing position because while running, it's not enough to see where the player is at the moment, but the player who is passing needs to see in which position will the player be when the ball will be with him. So they have to calculate a little bit in advance to find the right position where to pass to. But this is the technical level. From the decision-making level, two observations are very important. First observation is, if I want to pass, is my teammate ready to catch? Is he aware that the ball will come? If my teammate is looking somewhere else, I cannot pass to him because he's not ready to catch. So this is the first thing for make the decision to pass. The second aspect is around my teammate who should catch the pass, is some defender close to that area, maybe ready to intercept the pass. In that moment, I must make a decision whether I pass or not. If I give the ball in that direction and the defender intercepts, then even if power and direction of the pass is perfect, so the technical elements are okay, it's still a mistake in decision making. So this is why I advise you always, if mistakes appear in the passing, make a clear decision, a good observation, whether this is really a technical mistake or if it was a mistake in decision making. So, and from that, you can see how important in that moment the technical skills in combination with perception are, because it's not enough in handball to use the techniques on a high level without being able to see the game situation and from that observation make a good decision. And this is something which is in this special word from a German scientist to be seen, because the players, they need to see the situation on one side, and on the other side, they need to try to make an attempt to use the gaps, to use the situations, because if they don't make the attempt, they will never get a feedback. And from that feedback, they can learn whether their decision was correct or not. So this is something which is quite important for the players in the young categories, because if they never try, they will never know, and they will never get an information about their decision. But if they try, the chance for a good action and the chance for a mistake is, let's say, 50-50. This is normal. So we cannot avoid the mistakes, especially not in the beginner's level. Beginners must make mistakes. This is normal. That's why they are beginners, because they're not experienced. And then making a mistake is quite normal. But the more mistakes they make, the more they can learn from that. And then in the next situation, avoid the mistake. That's why we say good players are making mistakes. Bad players are always repeating their mistakes. So learning from the mistakes is something which is very much needed from the player's side. And in this picture, you can see how important observation of the game situation is. So I'm sorry, it is only a picture and not a video, but you can see some special elements here. You can see a defense with a very wide open gap between wing and half defender. So the gap between first and second defender is really open. You can see an attacker on the right back position and with the ball in her right hand. So she's a right-handed player. But from the position of the body and from the orientation, you can see where she will move. She will move inside, maybe for a crossing or something else. But this is not correct. The movement, or the only good action, is now break through straight to that very big gap. And even if second defender is coming to help, because the wing defender is attacking, could attack to the strong side hand, then easy pass to the wing would be possible. So in that moment, no problem to solve the situation on the right side of the court, but never move inside. And this is a typical example for mistake in observation or lack in observation, and then mistake in decision making. Now, from that, you can combine, or we can combine the techniques and the perception in our training process, using technique training with special perception tasks, using defenders that at least in a way move, so they are not completely passive, but partial active. In that moment, a dynamic situation appears in our technique training. So the players must make a decision depending on the situation. For instance, in variation of the passing, giving a straight pass, giving a bounce pass, depending on arms of defenders, for instance. And we have more game-like demands in our training sessions. And this is something which is really helpful, because the closer we are to the game situations, the more the players can adapt to movements and tasks which are demanded from them in the game. Okay, now in our technical training, we want to integrate 3 methodical steps. Step 1 are the basic drills. They are worked out under the idea of easier conditions to learn the techniques. The players are asked to do simple variations only, so without any stress, every player can adapt to the technical elements that are represented. Second is the combination now with tasks of perception. We want to have an unaware implementation of the techniques, so that they don't always focus on the passing and catching moves, but they have to do this with some other tasks, some additional tasks, give them some optical signals, change the observation from one to the other side. You will see it in our practical sessions and practical examples. So in that way, we draw the attention of the players away from the technical elements and guide the eyes to some other elements on the court. And third step is the basic drills with active opponents, in which we expect variations according to the technique. Okay, now this was the first chapter, as I said, very short. And now chapter number 2, what are the basic variations in catching and passing the ball? And in this chapter, in 3 slides, I want to introduce you in the idea how drills are constructed. Because we have 3 phases, we might say, in the drills, because we have a lot of drills for passing and catching the ball. And the first in that moment is, what are the positions and actions before the players catch the ball? So we can do this in a very easy way without changing the place. So the players do that while they are standing, while they are sitting, or even lying on the ground. So this gives the coach a very good chance to put them in some positions to really clarify what is the proper distance between the players that are passing, and to have really focus on the receiving and passing of the ball, because they don't move. But as you can imagine, we want them to change the place. We want to do this in a slower way, like walking. We want to do this while running or while jumping. And the more dynamic it gets, the more demanding it will be. And then we can add some special tasks on that, additional tasks. So like a 1-1-1 without ball, like some turning elements, like some elements of surprise. You will see them, those elements, immediately in our practical session. And with these elements, you make it even more demanding. So it depends on the first step, what positions and what actions the players do before they receive the ball. Second phase of the drills is how they pass the ball. And then we have the different variations of the passing techniques. Passing with both hands, passing with one hand, the upper pass, the lower pass, direct or bounce pass. So you know all these elements very well. And from my side, I want to say you, there is no preference. So for instance, sometimes coaches say, this lower hand pass, we don't want it. I say, in certain situations, please use it. If you want to forward the ball very fast, tack, tack, you've got it, and immediately you give it, no problem, to use that lower hand pass. But you have to be aware that in this lower hand pass, there are some restrictions. First is from the direction. Second is from the distance. You give this over a short distance only and not over a long distance. So if you want to have variations in different directions, if you want to have variations over different distances, then you use the upper hand pass for sure. A good player is able to use this and this, even with the other hand, this and this pass. And then the wider the variation of techniques are, the more the player can adapt to different situations. So in that way, please don't avoid some technical elements because of some, let's say, stupid reasons. Sometimes the players in certain situations in the game really need that variations. And the more variations they have in their individual profile, the better it is. These passes, as I prescribed before, must be given into different directions. So receiving the ball from that direction and giving the ball to the other direction is something very basic to variate in the drills. So, but as you can imagine, frontal receiving and frontal passing is the most easiest way we have. So receiving the ball from that direction and giving it in that direction is very nice. But receiving the ball from the side and passing the ball to the other side, this is something which is much more closer to our game situation, especially when we expect the players in that moment to face the goal and have only a look to the side in the way that from the peripheral observation, you can catch the ball and pass. Because if the player always has to turn the body and look to that position where the ball is coming from, and on the other side, turn the body to the direction or the position the ball is going to, they are missing time to observe the game situation. So in that moment, it's really important to do that with facing the goal and then pass the ball. Different distances, different speed. This is another type of variation. You will see some of that in our practical session. And you can do that in combination with feints. So receiving the ball from one side, passing feint to the other side, and give it back again. Use a body feint. Use a feint with the eyes and give the ball back again. This is a type of combination. We call it individual chain of actions, which is very, very useful in the game. And this is something which can be worked out or has to be worked out in the training sessions. Now, the third aspect is about what is happening after the ball is away, because very many players, they give the ball away and they think action is over now. No, it's just the other way around. Now action starts. So after the ball is given away, players must run free in their own position, in another position. We can ask them to do some additional tasks. So make some turns, make some movements, moving out, moving in, something. But always we want them to work in a way or in a rhythm which is very, very important for all types of games. It's called give and go. So pass the ball away and immediately move. This is something which is really important in our game, that the players, after giving the ball away, don't stand, don't wait, don't shut down the system. No, just be away, pass the ball and immediately move. And this rhythm, this activity must be an automatism. It's not possible for the players to do that on a higher level if they always have to think separately about that. Give the ball away. What to do now? Coach said I have to run. Then I go in this direction. Sorry, first of all, too late. Second, this is a delay in the action. So, and it will make them really crazy if they have to think about this. But pass and go as an automatism. This is saving energy and saving time. So we must repeat these drills with a high number of repetition to create this automatism. And this is the reason why in this first video here, you can see players now from Korean handball using easy drills and simple variations, as we said in the beginning, but with a high number of repetitions. So as you see, phase one, before the receiving the ball, just sitting on the ground, no movement, so they can focus only on how to pass and how to catch the ball in that way. So, and they create repetition, 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 one after the other. If they have done this with one variation, next variation is coming. So move up to the upper hand pass, rotate the body, observe in the direction to the front, and pass the ball to the side. So very easy, very simple. But please don't think that on the right side, only right-handed players are sitting, and on the left side, there are only left-handed players. After a certain number of repetitions, you will see they will rotate. And then the next 10,000 passes will be played with the other hand. So this is to create stability in that movement. Now, as we said before, we don't want it only in that in dynamic situation. We want a dynamic situation, and the dynamic situation we can see here. But in the first moment, this looks very, very demanding. But if you take a close look, you will see the 6 players are moving always in the same way. So it's always 2 players that change the positions here, here, and here. So like 2 triangles that are laid over one each other. It's always the same player they pass the ball to, and it's always the same player they are receiving the ball from. But in this moment, very important is high speed and high quality of the action. Even it is a really simple type of organization, the quality and the speed is very high. So this is something I like very much, because I have the impression that sometimes coaches are making drills quite complex, and with that complexity, speed and frequency are going down. Make it easier, but then on a higher level of quality and a higher level of speed, from my point of view, is much more worth. And in this simple variation here, again, you can see two groups from here and here, two other groups from here and here. Very easy, receiving the ball from the front, passing the ball to the front, but task of observation, because with the ball, don't hit somebody else. While running, don't crash into somebody else. So open up your eyes to avoid an accident. In the next variation, it's the same, but now the players are feinting. So this is the combination with the feint. Receive the ball, feint movement, pass the ball afterwards. So in that moment, from the different types of feints they are using, they have different ways of running. So sometimes this player, after a feint, left, right, is moving to that side. If she's making now a feint right, left, she will move afterwards to that side. And from those variations of running, and the others are doing the same at the same moment, they have to be even more aware to avoid an accident. So always find a way to go through, and give and go elements are in that drill already included. So this is the way in even simple actions or simple types of organization, we can find the aspects we were talking before. Now, this is not the way we want the players to pass and run in the game. In competition situation, they need to move more like we see it here. This is a type of movement we call sidewards movement to the gaps. And in these movements, you see the player moving in a quite nice way, because after they receive the ball, immediately they stop. With the ball, they accelerate in the other direction, pass, and after stopping again, immediately move away from the ball. So we have this move to the ball, away from the ball. So this is a good combination of our third aspect. What are they doing after the ball is away? Immediately move to the other side. So from the movement of the players, this is very nice. From the passing technique for this short distance, it's okay. But as you can see, always the observation is the ball and the teammate, but never to the goal. So this is the next step we should introduce in such a moment, that they are using or that they will use that drill, but try more to observe to opponent's goal. Okay, now these were the basic types of variations, and now we're coming to a longer chapter with examples for drills. The first one is about to catch the ball in a safe way. And this is a thing which can be organized very easy for the players running backwards along the center line. So we do that with the shooting afterwards, but the basic element here is the pass for the players while running backwards. So, and the simple pass, the most simple pass to catch is the bounce pass, because it bounces and it gets slower towards the player. so they can easily catch it. So stretching the arms in the direction of the ball, building the triangle with the thumbs, and when the ball is coming, catch it and pull it to the body. This is what we want from them in that moment. And in this first variation, it's very easy, 90 degrees turn and then go to the goal. In the second step, you see the same movement, but now it's a 270-degree turn. So catch the ball and make a turn to the other side, speed up to the goal. And still we do that with a bounce pass to make it easy for them at the beginning. Now, in the second step, it's a lob we introduce here. So the players, while running back, they have to calculate the direction of the ball, run back, lift up the arms, maybe jump in the air, and catch the ball properly. And again, starting with the easy one is the 90-degree turn, and the second step is the 270-degree turn. So the ball is coming over them, they have to catch, turn, and go. And now, you see, they adapt to the situation and start the turn, and afterwards, they catch the ball. So this is calculating the ball and catch it in the air. Very nice. Now another variation is to roll the ball, because as you know, catching the ball is with triangle of the thumbs. But if the ball is going on the ground, you can take it up. The fingers, the small fingers, must come together and take up the ball from the ground. So it's a different movement of the hands, which is educated here. And they have to observe the ball. So they go back very quick, or should go back very quick. And by the time the ball is coming, they speed up, go to the ball, and then catch it up. First step, 90 degrees. Second step, now catch it, tack, 270 turn, and go to the goal. So very simple type of organization, because the players always start in the same position, but very, very easy to variate in the way that we work with different passes, in the way that we work with the 90 or 270 degrees turn. Now in the next step, they really have to run back very fast, because coach is now shooting at them. So the pass is very strong. So the hands must be up, the arms must be ready to catch, not completely extended, slightly bent, so that if the ball is coming in a hard way, they can pull it to the body. Tough pass, and 270 now, catch it directly to the nose of the player, and then catch and turn. So, and this is the way which, from my experience, I think is really very motivating for the players, because every player is running, every player is shooting after this, and you have always this direct communication with the coach for the passes. Now, there are some variations in the passing, which makes it a little bit more demanding for the players, because sometimes the pass is good, sometimes the pass is maybe a little bit bad, coming a little bit too slow, coming a little bit too high, coming a little bit more to the right or to the left. And then, depending on the pass, they must decide which direction to turn. So if the ball is coming over them, now it's 90 degrees, it's easy. If the ball is coming in that direction, make it 270. So they have to adapt, to coordinate to the situation, and then very quick solve the situation. And some elements of surprise we have in this drill too. So it's quite interesting for the players in that moment. So lots of variations, and for sure this is a very lovely drill for the coach because he can tease the players a little bit, but please always remember that there must be a good chance for them to catch the ball. If the pass is too bad, if the variation is too much, too demanding, they will fail. Now, in the next step, the players run along the center line, but with the back to the coach. In a certain moment, the coach is giving a signal, verbal signal, and the ball is, in that moment, on the way to the player. So the player has to turn and catch the ball, but you never know where it is coming. So now the ball is on the ground. Second is the ball is in the air. So just an element of surprise. And what we want is to catch the ball under time pressure because they cannot see it. Then after the turn, then they can see the ball, 2 hands to the ball, very important. Don't take it with 1 hand on the ground, and then make a turn and go to the goal. So, and always some surprise. This is really helpful. Okay. Now in the next examples, we come to some variations of very simple pass and catch drills with nice variations. So this is something which is, first of all, with the element of receiving the ball from the side, because 2 groups of players are moving up and down here, but the pass is given from the side. So moving, receiving from the right side, passing straight. This is the basic task. And because most of the players are right-handed, we start with that on the right side. But the next variation, it's easy to understand and easy to see, doing it on the left side. Pass, run, at the same moment, okay, catch and pass. So you receive the ball from the side and you pass the ball in front. This can be variated in some more steps. So one variation, for instance, is passing to one side and moving to the other side. You will see that coming now in the next step. Passing to the right, receiving the ball from the left. Pass right, receive left. So in that way, very quick, the players, they have to change their perception, their observation. Passing here, receiving from there. Passing to right, receive from the left. And in the following variation, as you can imagine, just the other way around. So quick change of observation, ready to accept the ball, and then you go. In this variation, in this step of the drill, it's very important that the 2 players pass at the same moment, or only with a short delay. If not, the drill is not working. So pass at the same moment, receive almost at the same moment, and then you go. Pass left now, and move to the right. Okay. Now in the next variation, we have again 2 players to assist. One is here and one is there. And the players are moving in the first variation straight from one goal to the other goal. It's like a passing in a fast break situation, we can see it. So they pass, accelerate, receive the ball, observe to the other side, and then arm up for the proper passing technique is very important. Give the ball to the other side. And we can have these 2 players who are assisting in one step on the left side first, in the other step on the right side first. So that first pass left, second pass right, or vice versa is the variation that is given here. So now the players are following the ball and they pass the ball to the next one. So see this player here. She was passing to her, receiving the ball, and after reception, making a turn, long distance pass to this one, following, and receiving again. So it's receive the ball here and immediately turn the face, observe and pass, and get the next one. So basic variation, but in the same way of organization, very easy to variate that. So, and always I'm up for the pass is very important basic technical element for good passing from one to the other side. So for all these drills, you as a coach must decide in which positions to take the players. So the more open, the longer the distance for passing, the higher demands. If you see that a drill is not working with positioning of the player, which might be too much open and too long distance passes, just try to reduce and restart the drill again. So it depends a little bit on your experience and on your feeling to make the right variations. So once again here, and after this you will see the next step. In this next step, you can see now the different move of the players pass and run in the other direction. And this is a very nice give and go thing again. So now she's receiving the ball. It was coming from that player in that way, passing straight, and now moving to the right, to the open space here. And so another long pass is given. So you can see straight pass and move to the side and receive the pass on the other side. So very simple, but very helpful because it's give and go to the other side now. And compared to our first and second step of the drill, now the passing variations are over longer distances, more demanding from the different ways. But what I like very much is do that always in the same type of organization. Okay, now again, two groups standing face to face, but now a different rhythm of the movement. It's to run to the center, receive the ball, turn, and pass back to your own group. Now, without ball, move in. And when you're in, move, turn around, pass, and give back to your own group. So one side are very easy, but very nice to develop the give and go movement. So in the second step, now try to touch that player. So you pass, oh, I'm sorry. So you pass inside, and after the pass, accelerate and try to catch that player. after the pass is on that side, move back. So try to touch her, and the next is coming. Try to touch her. It's not enough speed in that moment. They should be faster. Okay. Next type of organization we have here is so-called triangle. So you can see 3 groups of players and they move forward, pass the ball, and return to their own group. So this is something which is basic for now the movements we have in attack positions, that in a move towards the opponent's goal, the players will receive the ball. And we can see some simple variation in that drill too. So moving to the center, pass is coming from the right, ball is given to the left. In the next step, you will see some variations of that. So now ball is to the right, and this is the next one. So open up, take the position to a good pass. So left leg in front, right arm up, pass and go backwards, withdraw to your own position. Very simple, but very effective and easy to variate in some more steps. So now you can see, same again, make it more fluent. And this is something which is really important for technical drills. Don't be afraid to repeat, because training is a process of repetition. Now pass and follow the ball to the next position. Very easy to see. Pass to the left, run to the left. And next variation, pass to the left, run to the right. One side you pass, other side you run. So, and it's getting more dynamic in that moment if the players immediately move to a different position. Pass to one side, move to the other side. Now pass left, move right. And again, you can see simple variations, easy conditions, no stress for the players. Okay. Now, another variation, it's the so-called ball transportation over the court. And the simplest way is to do that in groups of 2 players, starting in 3-meter distance, goalpost distance from one side, pass the ball and go to the other side. You can use different types of passing in that moment, upper hand, lower hand, but in all of these variations, now, ball is coming from the side and going to the side. Always take care for, with the ball, observe the goal. Now, it's a passing feint, which is included in that moment. So, but eyes to the goal, feint, and then you go away. And passing feint and go. Passing feint and go. So, as we said before in our chapter for variations, we try to integrate some other elements too. Now we have a different way of moving over from one side of the court to the other side, because now it's not a straight move, it's a curve. So it's an outside move and an inside move to the other side, outside and inside again. Distance between the two players, always same. Problem now, as you can see, lack of observation towards the opponent's goal. Next variation is open up and close and open up again. So we open, we close, and we open again. So, and this needs a differentiation of the passing movement. Short distance, middle distance, longer distance is constantly different. So they need always to variate the power in their passing. So now they open up to the corner of the right and the left side of the court. Longer passes are required now. So now I'm up and long distance pass. And they're starting in the corners and they make a cross in the center and open up again. So starting in the long distance, coming closer, and then after short distance passes here, go for long distance passes again. So a lot of variations possible in that easy type of organization with 2 players only. 3 players on the court, now with 1 ball, very easy. But same now with 2 balls. And you can see player in the center position, very quick, has to change from one to the other side. Receive the ball here, receive the ball on the other side. Players at the right and the left side, they need to bounce if they want to make more than 3 steps. Always act according to the rules. So now it's a different way of passing with the 3 players and the 2 balls. And again, take care for quick rotation in the center position to receive and forward the ball. So there are higher demands on observation in that drill. Okay. And finally, with 4 players and 2 balls and different variations of running. So ball is always given from outside player to inside player and back, but then in the inside position, they change. Cross, pass, in and out, cross, and pass, in and out. So now I can see it again. Outside players, maximum 3 steps with the ball. Don't make too many steps. And then inside pass again. And this can be variated just the other way around. Now, inside players in possession of the ball, or with 4 balls, even more complex in that moment. So really nice variations, always depending on basic skills that are developed here. Okay, another variation with the 3 players and 1 ball. It's a crisscross movement. Maybe you have seen that before. Easy to do with the 3 players and the 1 ball. Same with 3 players, with 5 players and 1 ball. So it's just another element we introduce here, which is speed up to the center, receive the ball, and then pass to the correct player in your team. So now they are coming. Okay. And same can be done with 3 players and 5 balls at the end. So now it's getting really complex. We have the 3 players in the center here, circulating the ball like before, and we have 2 players outside for giving a pass inside and back. So now another change of position in the center. Inside, outside pass here, crisscross movement in the center. And on the other side, the same. So more demanding, but very attractive. Finally, passing in the positions. These are the movements we want to have in the game. So 2 groups in backcourt now, move forward, attacking to opponent's goal, take the clear position with left leg in front for the right-handed players, arm up, and always face the goal. As we said, observation very much needed, so facing the opponent's goal is a very important idea here. Eyes to the goal, pass to the next position. And eyes to the goal, pass to the next position. So these are some aspects the coaches always have to take care for, and you always have to correct this. Never stop corrections in that moment. Always focus on that. Now the combination is with an inside-outside move without ball. So you can see the player now moving inside, touch the arm of the coach, and then moving outside here to receive the ball. And next was moving inside and is now moving outside to the left. So first of all, it's a question of timing. Second is longer distance passes given from one to the other side. But still, first, with the ball, observation towards the goal, and then pass to the other side. Observe the goal and pass. Observe the goal and pass. Always. In groups of 3 players, we can do the same. Now we are in the original positions for left back, center back, and right back position. So pass, observe goal, and move back. So this is the ball circulation, similar like we want to have it in a preparation phase or build-up phase in attack position. Even in this drill, we should make some variations with the different ways of running. So left back player can move straight, inside, outside. Right back player, same. Inside, outside, straight. And center back player even move to the right and the left goalpost or straight. So in that moment, they have to variate their movements towards the goal individually, observe goal, but then see how the variation in the neighbor position is worked out. And this makes it really demanding for the players. And see where the teammate is coming. Okay. Now, one more variation for including the wings, which are running in. So you can see left wing and right wing constantly changing their positions, whereas backcourt circulates the ball and passes the ball to the wing. So now wing is coming in and every player is changing the position. So now, according to the use of the different positions, the drills are getting more and more game-like. And this is finally what we want to have from a certain level on, with some variations in that. So one variation is, for instance, long distance pass now from backcourt to opposite wing. So right wing and left wing coming in, but now right back giving long distance pass to left wing, and left wing just the other way around. Now in this variation, wings are giving the long distance passes now from left wing to right back, easy pass to right wing, long pass to left back again, long and short, long and short pass. So there's no need for a bounce pass in that moment. You can do it with the normal upper pass, direct, this way, very easy to see. Most demanding type of passes we have in fast break situation, because now the ball is not coming from the side, it's coming from behind. So the players, they have to turn to catch the ball and hopefully in full speed forward the ball to the next position. So this is why these fast break passing drills are so demanding in that way. And you can see a basic variation here, receiving and passing to the next, and the same from the other side. So then the players outside along the sideline, they return, and this is a continuous way of organizing the drills, which is very easy for the players to adapt to. Now in the second step, pass is coming from the left side in this example for this player, but must be given to the right side continuously. So just wait. Now, receive the ball from one side, give it to the other side. So they run in a cross, but they give the ball in one direction, move to the other direction. So pass left, move right. Again here. And do this without decreasing the space. Don't lose the speed. Continuously running and passing, pass in one direction, run in the other direction without losing the speed. So from that you can see that passing and catching in our training can be developed in a really big number of different drills with different demands. Most important thing for the coach is, or things for the coaches are, first of all, know what is an easy drill and what is a more complex drill. You must differentiate and adapt to the level of your players. Second is, don't hesitate to give corrections, and corrections. And third is, don't hesitate to produce a high number of repetitions, because from that the players can learn and adapt. Okay, end of the presentation. Going to the chat, going through and looking for some questions. Gum balls which are used in international normal handballs without gum to learn the catching passing skills. Gum means glue, so first of all, don't do it without glue. But for passing, especially, the size of the ball is important. And we will talk about that tomorrow because for throwing, it's even more important. So if the ball is too big, they cannot pass it in a proper way. They cannot throw it in a proper way even. So the gum or the glue will not help. The smaller balls will help. This is the better way. Okay. Medicine ball beneficial to improve catcher? No, it isn't, because it's too heavy, and especially for the young players, they don't have enough power to use the medicine ball, and their technical elements will suffer under that heavy weight of the ball. So do it with a ball with the correct size, even smaller, if the hands of the players are smaller. All time passing with the ball without gum. Okay, this is always a problem. If you don't use the gum in the training, you cannot use it in the competition. If you play with glue, you have to train with glue. If you don't use it in the training, you will feel problems in the championships because it's a different type of releasing the ball. Types of passes that coach can teach to the beginners. Please name them with proper codes of. So upper hand pass is the basic pass we will have. So this is the variation the players need. All the other things like push pass, like lower hand pass, they are variations from that. What are the effects of wall practice? I like it very much, to be honest, because the wall is always a very objective partner. It's a very neutral partner, because if the pass is given to the wall in a bad way, it comes back in a bad way. If the pass is given to the wall in a nice way, it comes back nice. So, and if you want to teach pass and catch for young players, the highest number of repetitions you can have when using the wall. The distance is easy to create, and it's easy to work out the situation with some variations, and they don't depend on a partner who might make some mistakes in passing. So wall exercise is very good. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. So let's go back. Mr. Mahinda.
Yes, sir.
Everything okay?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Klaus. This topic is again really very, very useful, very, very knowledgeable. And the way you designed it in a very easier way to understand with the help of videos, and still the way you explained in a part by part method. I hope my coaches, all colleagues have understood in a nice way, and they will implement during the training session to the children. So thank you once again, Mr. Klaus, for giving us very good informative this topic today, and hope the remaining topic will also be very, very interesting and informative. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So, dear colleagues, coaches, you have heard the lesson from Mr. Klaus Feldman regarding ball handling and catching and passing, you can say. So it was very, very simple. जैसे कि उन्होंने बोला कि कम से कम 10,000 पासेस आप लोगों ने बच्चों को देने हैं in one exercise. So while sitting, while walking, while like that. So before I speak too much, I will request Mr. CP Singh to explain in Hindi, please. Yes, please.
Hello. Are you listening me? Okay, thank you, Mr. Menerlal.
Yes.
So, friends, आज का जो टॉपिक था वो was on basic techniques, जिसको हम अपनी लैंग्वेज में बोलते हैं कि techniques of an attacking players with the ball. हम उनको अलग करते हैं, बट उन्होंने उनको कंबाइंड करके आप लोगों को बताया है, एंड ये बहुत सिंपल तरीके है। लेकिन जितना भी हमारा गेम है, अटैकिंग गेम है, वो इन दो चीजों के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा। जो कैचिंग और पासिंग है, ये एक दो प्लेयर्स के बीच में कॉन्टैक्ट है, और जो बॉल है वो एक मीडिएटर का काम करती है। और जो हमारा अटैक कंटिन्यूअस करेगा, डेवलप करेगा, जो डेवलपिंग फेज है, ऑर्गेनाइजिंग फेज में है, उसमें कैचिंग एंड पासिंग वो एक इम्पोर्टेंट रोल प्ले करते हैं। और आज का जो हमारा मॉडर्न हैंडबॉल है वो काफ़ी ऑफेंसिव डिफेंस है, तो उसके लिए इसकी कैचिंग और पासिंग की रिक्वायरमेंट बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है। सेफ पास, शॉर्ट पास एंड एक्यूरेट पास। तो बेसिकली जो पास है वो डिपेंड करता है आपकी दो तीन पॉइंट्स हैं जो उन्होंने बताया, और मैं भी उसमें एक दो पॉइंट ऐड करना चाहूँगा। किस डायरेक्शन में आप बॉल दे रहे हैं, डिस्टेंस कितना प्लेयर का, और जिस प्लेयर को आपने पास करना है, आपके और उस प्लेयर के बीच में पॉसिबिलिटी डिस्टर्बेंस की क्या है, डिफ्लेक्शन की या इंटरसेप्शन की, जो आपका जो प्लेयर वहाँ पे जिसको पास देना है उसमें कोई बाधा तो नहीं आ रही है। तो इसको हम बोलते हैं लेटरल रिलेशनशिप विद द पासिंग प्लेयर। तो ये चीज़ें ध्यान में रखनी है। और जो कैचिंग का है, कैचिंग हमेशा डिपेंड करेगा कि आपकी हाइट के ऊपर, बॉडी हाइट के ऊपर, चेस्ट लेवल पे बॉल आ रहा है या हेड हाइट के ऊपर है, ओवर हेड है, बिलो वेस्ट लेवल है, तो वो डायरेक्शंस के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा, हाइट के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा। तो प्लेयर अपनी बॉडी पोजीशन उस हिसाब से एडजस्ट करता है वहाँ पे। तो मेनली इन्होंने यही कहा कि जो इम्पोर्टेंस क्या है इसमें, बॉल के साथ हमें ज़्यादा मूवमेंट्स करनी है। एक हैबिट डेवलप करेगा। जब आपके पास बॉल है तो आपको डिसीजन मेकिंग एबिलिटी है वो इम्प्रूव होगी। डिफरेंट सिचुएशंस आएंगी, उन सिचुएशंस में कब पास करना है, कौन सा पास करना है, डिस्टेंस क्या है, शॉर्ट पास है या लॉन्ग पास है। तो दूसरा क्या है कि जितनी पासिंग की वेरिएशंस होंगी उसको हमने लिमिट नहीं करना है। अकॉर्डिंग टू मिस्टर क्लॉज, मैक्सिमम पासिंग एबिलिटी, पासिंग टेक्निक्स को हमने सीखना है, किस सिचुएशन पे कौन सा पास हमें करना है। वो आपका एक वेपन का काम करेगा। जो वर्ड उन्होंने बोला कि टूल, हम इसको एक वेपन बोलते हैं, कि उस गेम की जो वेरियस सिचुएशंस आएंगी उसमें उसको कैसे सोल्व करना है। रिस्ट पास कहाँ पे आएगा, अभी बीच में थोड़ा मैं इसमें ऐड कराऊंगा। एक क्वेश्चन था वहाँ पे अभी कि डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ पासिस। अभी उन्होंने लोअर हैंड और अपर पास को बोला। लोअर पास यूजुअली हम बोलते हैं रिस्ट पास, बिहाइंड द बैक पास। अपर पास जिसको बोलते हैं स्ट्रेट शॉट पास या पुश पास, जो हम अपनी इस टर्मिनोलॉजी को यूज करते हैं। उन्होंने अपर और लोअर वहाँ पे यूज किया है। तो बेसिकली ये कोऑपरेशन है। और अगर आपको याद हो, स्टार्टिंग में उन्होंने पिरामिड बना के दिखाया था। उस पिरामिड में जो बेस है वो इंडिविजुअल का ज्यादा है। तो जिस भी चीज का बेस ज्यादा होगा, और यहाँ पे बेस का क्या है कि आपका बेसिक टेक्निक्स, आइदर इट इज कैचिंग है, पासिंग है, ड्रिबलिंग है, थ्रोन बॉल है, जब तक हमारा वो स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं हो पाएगा तब तक हम आगे कोऑपरेशन नहीं कर पाएंगे बिटवीन टीम टैक्टिक, ग्रुप टैक्टिक्स में, उसके बाद जो टीम टैक्टिक्स में। तो हमें हमेशा जब ट्रेनिंग करेंगे इस चीज का ध्यान रखना कि बेसिक हमारा क्या वहाँ पे स्ट्रॉन्ग कितना है। क्या प्रॉब्लम। और उन्होंने ये भी बताया कि गेम का जो हैंडबॉल गेम, इट्स वेरी अट्रैक्टिव। इसमें थ्रिल्स क्या होंगी, कोई भी मूवमेंट हम स्लो करेंगे, पासिंग स्लो करेंगे, मूवमेंट स्लो करेंगे तो बोरिंग होगा। हमें मैक्सिमम वी शुड गो फॉर द क्विक पासिस, थ्रिल्स आएगा, स्पेक्टेटर्स आएंगे, एंजॉय करेंगे। तो पासिंग और कैचिंग को उन्होंने ज़्यादा उस पर एम्फेसाइज किया गया है यहाँ पे। रही बात बिगिनर्स को टीचिंग के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, तो उन्होंने एक चीज पे ऊपर एम्फेसाइज किया, जो बिगिनर्स होते हैं उनका जो बॉल के साथ मूवमेंट करने का स्लो होगा। उसका रीजन क्या है कि जब हमारे पास, बच्चों के पास हम बॉल देते हैं तो एक सिचुएशन अराइज करेगी, और वो उनके लिए थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है कि मुझे किस प्लेयर को पास पार करना है, कितने डिस्टेंस पे पास करना है, कौन सी पासिंग टेक्निक वहाँ पे अडॉप्ट करनी है। तो वो एक परसीव करता है इन्फॉर्मेशन को, और उस इन्फॉर्मेशन के हिसाब से उस प्रॉब्लम को सोल्व करने की कोशिश करता है। लेकिन जब आप एक्सपीरियंस हो जाएंगे तो हमारा जो डिसीजन मेकिंग एबिलिटी ज़्यादा हो जाएगा, क्योंकि हम उस प्रैक्टिस के बाद एक अडेप्टेशन हो जाता है हमारा, स्टेबलाइजेशन ऑफ मूवमेंट्स हो जाएगा कि इमीडिएटली काइनेस्थेटिक सेंस यूज करके हमें पता लगेगा कि हमारा टीममेट्स कहाँ पर है, उसको कहाँ पास करना है। तो इसीलिए उन्होंने ये बताया कि बिगनर्स को हमें टीच करना वो छोटे ग्रुप्स में करेंगे। अगर ज़्यादा प्लेयर होंगे तो ज़्यादा डिमांडिंग होगी, 3 वर्सेस 4, तो वहाँ पे एक जो इन्फॉर्मेशन, कम इन्फॉर्मेशन होगी तो उसका सोल्व करने में उसको ईजी रहेगी। तो उन्होंने ये बताया कि टेक्निक्स में ज़्यादा मिस्टेक्स नहीं होता है, मिस्टेक्स हमेशा आपका डिसीजन लेने में होता है। हमें ये डिसीजन लेना कि कौन सा प्लेयर कहाँ पर है, डिस्टेंस कितना है, पास में फोर्स लगानी है, लॉन्ग पास करना है, शॉर्ट पास करना है। तो उसको वो डिसीजन को टीच करने के लिए, उस चीज़ को कम करने के लिए उन्होंने 3 चीज़ों पे ध्यान दिया है। अगर हम उन पॉइंट्स को ध्यान देखेंगे तो सबसे पहले हमें ये देखना है कि ईजी टू पास इन स्टैंडिंग पोजीशन, जो प्लेयर खड़ा है उसको पास करने में हमें कोई ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम नहीं आती है। सबसे पहले उसने बताया कि वेदर द प्लेयर इज रेडी टू, जिस प्लेयर को हमने पास करना है वो तैयार है कि नहीं है। कई बार हमारी कॉमन प्रॉब्लम आती है, हम खेलते हैं ना, पीपी तैयार नहीं होता, बैक प्लेयर उसको पास कर देता है, फिर हम एक दूसरे को बोलते हैं कि तू तैयार नहीं था। तो वी हैव टू एनालाइज कि वो जिस प्लेयर को हमने पास करना वो रेडी है या नहीं है। दूसरा, जैसे मैंने कि आपने जिस प्लेयर को पास करना है, पॉसिबल डिस्टर्बेंस क्या हो सकती है, इंटरसेप्शन की पॉसिबिलिटी है या नहीं है वहां पे, आपके और जिस प्लेयर को बॉल पास करना उसके बीच में और कोई डिफेंसिव प्लेयर तो वहां है या नहीं है। दूसरा, आपको ये थोड़ा सा एक ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा बच्चों को टीच करते हुए कि जहाँ पे हमने उस प्लेयर को पास करना है, अगर वो मूविंग मूवमेंट में है, वॉकिंग में है, रनिंग में है, तो हमने उस वक्त नहीं बताना कि आपने अब बॉल रिलीज करना है। हमने ये बताना है कि जब वो प्लेयर पहुंचेगा वहां तक, जिस स्पॉट पे आपने उसको पास देना है, वो बॉल को रिसीव करना है, तो आपकी बॉल की डायरेक्शन वहां तक या स्पीड या फोर्स आपने वहां पे कितनी अप्लाई करनी है, इस चीज को आपने वहां पे ध्यान देना बिगनर्स को लिए। दूसरा, उसने कहा कि बिगनर्स मस्ट कमिट द मिस्टेक्स। ज्यादा से ज्यादा जो बिगनर्स हैं, सीखने वाले हैं, वो गलतियां करेंगे और हमें उनको करने भी देना चाहिए। उसके अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम जितने ज्यादा मिस्टेक्स करेंगे उतना हमारी लर्निंग ज्यादा होगी, क्योंकि सिचुएशन करने की डिसीजन मेकिंग एबिलिटी है उसको हमने डेवलप करना है। और जो बैड प्लेयर्स हैं वो ज्यादा मिस्टेक्स नहीं करते हैं, वो उन्हीं मिस्टेक्स को रिपीट करते रहते हैं वहां पे। तो लर्निंग प्रोसेस में उन्होंने इस चीज के ऊपर ज्यादा ध्यान दिया, मतलब जोर दिया कि आप उसको जो मिस्टेक्स करते हैं, वी हैव टू टेक इन टू केयर कि हर एक प्लेयर एक इंडिविजुअल प्लेयर है, उसकी लर्निंग कैपेसिटी क्या है, उस हिसाब से वी हैव टू डील विद देम। बाकी कैचिंग पासिंग एक बेसिक टेक्निक है, बट इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टेक्निक। और उन्होंने ये भी बताया कि बॉल देने के बाद हमारी यूजुअली, मिस्टर महेंद्र भी अटैक में आपको बताते हैं या हरी साहब बताते हैं कि बॉल देने के बाद हमें खड़े नहीं रहना है। बॉल देने के बाद इन्होंने भी जो टेक्निक्स बताई हैं पासिंग के लिए, आपको उसके साथ मूवमेंट करना है, फ्री रन फ्री करना, अपनी पोजीशन पे रन फ्री करेंगे, अनदर पोजीशन के ऊपर रन फ्री करेंगे, गिव एंड गो मूवमेंट्स करेंगे। तो ये चीजें आपको उसके साथ करना है। और ट्रेनिंग पार्ट में उसने मेथोडिकल स्टेप्स को फॉलो किया है। मीन्स सिंपल सा है कि आपको सिंपल टू कॉम्प्लेक्स, स्टैंडिंग पोजीशन में बॉल करेंगे, लाइंग पोजीशन में है, मूविंग पोजीशन में है, जंपिंग में। हमें मालूम है कि मैच में हमारे पास बॉल किसी भी डायरेक्शन में आ जाएगी, कई बार हमें बॉल को एक हाथ से भी कैच करना है, दोनों प्रेफर करना चाहिए, हमें दोनों हाथों से बॉल को कैच करना चाहिए। और वाइल मूविंग या रनिंग में स्पेशली उन्होंने बताया था कि आपको काउंटर अटैक, जब आप काउंटर अटैक में जाते हैं वो एक डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन होती है कि जिस प्लेयर ने बॉल को रिसीव करना है उसको पीछे की तरफ टर्न करना है। अब यहाँ पे इट इज, ये एक ही प्लेयर का नहीं है, दोनों प्लेयर का अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, कोऑपरेशन है। बिगिनिंग में एक वर्ड यूज किया था, ये कोऑपरेशन है कि जब प्लेयर रनिंग करके जा रहा है और जो पासिंग प्लेयर है उसको ये देखना है कि उसका डिस्टेंस कितना है, प्लेयर की रनिंग स्पीड कितनी है, किस डायरेक्शन में वो रनिंग करके जा रहा है, और जब वो बॉल को मिलेगा, जब बॉल उसको मिलेगी तो वहां पे क्या होगा। तो एक कैलकुलेशन है। और वो जब मेथोडिकल स्टेप्स को हम फॉलो करते हैं, उन मेथोडिकल स्टेप्स के आपको उनको टीच करना। उसने बड़ी अच्छी एक्सरसाइजेज दी हैं, डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस की, स्पीड की, बॉडी पोजीशंस की। और बाद में उसने पासिंग की भी मूवमेंट बताया है। तो कुछ उन्होंने टर्म्स यूज किए हैं जिसको हम बोलते हैं सिस्टेमेसी ऑफ द फेंट, पास एंड पास, फेंट एंड पास, थ्रोन गोल एंड पास। वो चीजें स्लोली स्लोली मेथोडिकल स्टेप्स को फॉलो करते हुए हमने उनको टीच करना है। सो आज के टॉपिक में ब्रीफ इतना ही है, सिंपल है, बट उसने अच्छे तरीके से उनको समझाने की कोशिश की है। अभी आप एक दो क्वेश्चन थे, मैं थोड़ा सा उसको आई वांट टू टेल। एक क्वेश्चन था कि मेडिसिन बॉल कैचिंग टेक्निक्स के लिए, नहीं, कैचिंग टेक्निक्स के लिए हम मेडिसिन बॉल को यूज नहीं करते। वो मेडिसिन बॉल हम थ्रोइंग एबिलिटी जो प्लेयर की है उसको डेवलप करने के लिए यूज करेंगे। बिगनर्स को हमने मेडिसिन बॉल को कैचिंग पर्पज से यूज नहीं करना है, क्योंकि उसका साइज डिपेंड करेगा, उसका वेट और एक दूसरा क्वेश्चन था डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ पासिस। यस, डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ पासिस मैंने पहले ही बताया कि रिस्ट पास है, पुश पास है, स्ट्रेट शॉट विद ब्लॉकिंग स्टेप है, विदाउट ब्लॉकिंग स्टेप एज ए पास है, बिहाइंड द बैक है, बिहाइंड द नेक है, अंडर हैंड और अपर हैंड कैटेगरी में हमने इनको डिसाइड किया। सो दिस वाज अबाउट ऑल टुडेज टेक्निक। और मैं सिर्फ 1 मिनट लूंगा। लास्ट कल सैटरडे को जो क्लास थी उसमें क्वेश्चन था कि हैंडबॉल में कितना एयर प्रेशर होना चाहिए। मुझे नहीं मालूम वो अभी बैठे हैं या नहीं है। तो मैं आपको बता दूं कि जो एयर प्रेशर है हैंडबॉल में वो पाउंड में होता है, 6 to 8 पाउंड। कई बार डिपेंड करता है कि आपके बॉल का मटेरियल क्या है, किस सरफेस पे आप खेलेंगे। तो जो एडवाइजेबल है, रिकमेंडेबल है, वो 8 पाउंड जो प्रेशर है उसका हैंडबॉल में होना चाहिए। सो आज के लिए इतना ही। थैंक यू। ओवर टू मिस्टर महेंद्र लाल।
Thank you, Mr. CP Singh. Very nicely you have elaborated, explained in Hindi, and our coaches understood in a right way. So जैसे कि CP सर ने भी अभी बोला, क्लाउस भी बोला कि हमारे पास 6 जो हैं वो एक्शंस हैं जब हम रिसीव करते हैं। When a player receives the ball, उसके बाद वो 6 एक्शन करता है, उससे ज्यादा नहीं कर सकता अकॉर्डिंग टू द रूल ऑफ द गेम। जैसे कि पहले उसने बॉल को पकड़ा तो फिर वो क्या कर सकता है, जब हम पासिंग सीखते हैं तो वो पास ही कर सकता है। इसलिए उसने जो लाइंग और सिटिंग में कोरियन प्लेयरों की जो वीडियो हमें दिखाई उसमें वो सिटिंग में थे, सिर्फ कैच एंड पास कर रहे थे, फिर डायरेक्शन चेंज कर रहे थे, फिर उसने कहा कि आंख से देखना है, पूरी बॉडी को नहीं घुमाना। फिर उसके बाद जो उसका नेक्स्ट जो एक्सरसाइज उसने बनाई, डिजाइन की, कैच पास किया, अच्छी तरह बनाइए, मैं बोला इस वे से बनाइए कि वो रहे डिफरेंट एक्सरसाइज करके उनको वाटर ब्रेक देके भी 300 400 पास एक इंडिविजुअल प्लेयर कर लेता है 1 आवर में। आपने कैच कोई एक्सरसाइज दी, इसकी आप बहुत एक्सरसाइज बना सकते हो। दूसरा, आप कैच करते हैं, रन करते हैं, फिर जो उससे डिफिकल्ट आ रही है, पहले आप बॉल को लेंगे, फिर आप चाहे बॉल करें, फिर आप ड्रिबल भी कर सकते हैं, फिर पास कर सकते हैं। द पास, आप कैच करें, फेंट करें, ड्रिबल करें, पास करें, फिर आप कैच करें, ड्रिबल करें, फिर फेंट करें, फिर पास करें। द लास्ट कैच, राइट को कर रहे हो, आप लेफ्ट को बॉल दे दिया, फिर आप ड्रिबल करते हैं फास्ट ब्रेक में, फिर आगे आपके प्लेयर आ जाता है, फिर आप उसको बॉडी फेंट से फेंट कर आप बॉल के पास से कि आप दे रहे हैं एक्शन और हु रिसीव्स द बॉल। दूसरा जो लास्ट उसने बोला है कि आप कॉम्प्लेक्स एक्सरसाइज डिजाइन मत करिए बच्चों के लिए, मोर नंबर ऑफ रेपिटेशन दे, इजी एक्सरसाइज डिजाइन करिए, क्योंकि को एक्यूरेसी सिखाएंगे उसमें हमारी रनिंग कम होनी चाहिए। चीज जो थोड़े एक्सपीरियंस भी हैं वो क्या करते हैं कि चल भाई इधर 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 फास्ट ब्रेक लगाते हैं, तो उसमें आधे पास गलत हो जाते हैं, आधी गोल की ऊपर से बाल नहीं जाती, आधी रिसेप्शन ठीक नहीं होती, तो जो लर्निंग है पासिंग की वो नहीं सीख पाते। सो उसने बोला कि अगर आप करेक्शन करेंगे तो डोंट हेजिटेट टू करेक्ट, आप करिए, मैक्सिमम करेक्शन करिए, उनको टाइज एक्शन, यूज ऑफ एनर्जी, कितनी आप स्ट्रेंथ उस पर लगा रहे हैं। तो प्लीज मेरी यही रिक्वेस्ट है, हम सभी कोचेज कैचिंग पासिंग बच्चों से करवाते हैं, बच्चे भी करते हैं, बट उसके कहने के हिसाब से कि हम मोर देन 10,000 passes in one exercise, maybe in 1 week, then next exercise again 10,000, so like that we have to make them perfect, giving more number of repetitions, correction. So thank you very much for listening us. We will meet you tomorrow at 11:30 again with new topic, that is throwing. Thank you very much. Now we are going to end the meeting. Good day, please.